Day 7. We are actually like building stuff now. It's pretty exciting. So it's actually kind of hard. But we can get a better vantage from over here. So yeah, we're actually starting to like build the office and the bathroom. So in our new house, we will. This is the hallway to come in here. And then we take a right to go into the office where we can do our laundry. Just kidding, those won't be there. And we take a left to... Did I mention we got showers today? Yeah. Which is actually what enabled this to happen, because this shower sort of was going to get fenced in. But this is the bathroom. If we just sort of step around here, and that shower is going to go in this area right here. And it'll all be fantastic. So that's pretty neat, isn't it? Our other shower, which is for the downstairs bathroom, is right over in here. Just sort of hanging out. Because we actually thought that we would need... Whoa, that is not focusing very well. Oh, there we go. We actually thought that we needed to bring those in when the door was removed, but apparently they are thin enough that they were able to get it in. So that's pretty great. But this is large enough that we can't get it down into the bathroom until this stairway is gone. So when that comes out, that will drop down. The big event today was the heat guy, and I don't know how well I can actually like show you what we talked about, but he didn't really like a lot of things about how the heat is set up. I mean, that seems kind of obvious, but we have 3 different floors heated by one single gigantic furnace, and as a result we sort of end up with a main floor that's about how we want it, and the upper floor and the bottom floor are not quite right. So what he recommended was, well, first of all, taking out almost all of the existing ductwork. He did say that some of the stuff in the garage was okay, so like... And I probably should have turned these lights on so that this would actually work. But like the ductwork, ooh, this is really looking attractive on here. The ductwork up here is okay, and the base of the stuff that goes to the garage, that's this metal stuff, that's gone pretty well. And I mean, that's original 76, but it's still okay. But the rest of the stuff and the rest of the house is probably gotta go. I mean, it's in the wrong place, and it's not great stuff in the first place, so we basically figured that we'll just be tearing it all out. I'm down here because this actually means interesting things for this room. The ducting in this room only goes basically from there around to there. This here, and this along here, and that around there, there's nothing in there. Like, I can, yeah, there's nothing there. So the only reason that it's like that is just to make the room look, you know, put together. But we figured that we would change this a little bit. First of all, this entire ceiling has got to come down because we're going to have to run ducting through here. And I have a feeling that Sarah will be kind of pleased to know that we are going to get to replace this ceiling. And the plumbing guy, I mean the heating guy, said that we probably would be able to get away with putting a drywall ceiling up here. We would just have to put the controls for the vents and stuff outside of here. But I mean, they're not really accessible here anyway, because like this is as far up as I can push this tile. It's not like this stuff is accessible because the ceiling is literally right there. So we can't actually take these drop tiles down. So in his future state, all of this would be gone, and we would just have one duct that goes along this ceiling and just goes straight there. Oh, I lost my finger. Goes straight along here, and then we have a duct that runs through here to heat and cool this. And then all of the duct work upstairs on this floor would just come through the floor, and we would have none of these hijinks of going up into the ceiling and then using ducts from on high. And then for the upstairs, he recommended putting in another furnace, a smaller furnace that just heats and cools the upstairs, because that way we could just sort of not worry about that, and we'll have a much better heating profile. So that seems like what we're probably going to do. That also will involve, he doesn't like, our current furnace is 135,000 BTUs, which is apparently something like the largest residential furnace that you can get. And he says that that's probably a really bad solution. He says that's basically too much for the space. I think I talked to him and he said he would probably replace it with an 80,000 BTU to heat this main floor in the basement. And that when you try to heat too small of a space with too powerful of a heater, it basically like races up to temp in certain spaces around where the vents are, and then you end up with hot spots near the vents and cold spots near everything else, because it basically just brings it up to temp and is like, okay, I'm done, and then stops. Whereas if you have something that is more appropriately sized, the entire house comes up to temperature more gradually and better. So that's going to be the idea. He's hoping to have a good estimate for us on Friday, and then we'll probably be going ahead with it. Jake is going to go ahead with the demolition plan as if we are going to replace it, because I don't think we have very much of a choice. So that's going to mean like this is gone, and this pipe is actually not connected to anything. This is a relic of the old boiler system, so that's got to go. And then also this heating run up here, and then the one that goes across, those are going to go. And then we'll tear out the ceiling down in the basement in the entertainment room, and we'll open up the drops in the pool room, because we have those drops actually come out, so that shouldn't be too big of a deal. And yeah, we're gonna have a heating fiesta. Is there anything else I want to talk about? Oh yeah, we had an interesting slip up here. So Sarah and I were talking about, remember we were talking about this header, and how this header being low is okay because the wall's going to stay there because we need something to put our pantry against. But we want this header to go up, we want this header to go up, and we want this header to go up, so we can have the 8-foot ceiling. However, this header on the plans is a dropped header. And I think that Sarah and I were originally thinking it should be not a dropped header because we wanted the 8-foot ceiling, especially for the bar. But in looking at the bar setup, I think it's probably okay. So we did the math, and let's see if I can see. I think we might have moved. I don't remember where our notches are. But we basically found that even with the dropped header, we come up with, I think, 17 or 18 inches between the bottom of the cabinets and the counter. And that's the bottom of the lower cabinet, so I can actually... I used the basement bar as a reference point, because like when we're talking about distances between counters and cabinets, that doesn't really mean a whole lot to me, but you can actually look at this and you can be like, okay, that looks normal. Well, the distance from here to here is 15 inches. So we're actually going to be like from here to here is going to be the space between our counter and our lowest cabinet. And obviously it's going to be higher because we have one of these as well. So the dropped header is not going to be a big problem, and it sort of makes sense because when you look at it, this is dropped too. So our layout will roughly be the same. Obviously it's going to look a little bit nicer, but I don't know what to call it. The aesthetics of the bar will not be impeded by having that dropped header. But what we talked about, so when we were discussing the bar and the header, we also realized that the floor was not actually, and they've moved it. The floor originally was like here for this wall, like here. And that would make our bar stick out like 3 inches or something. And in order to fix that, we had to move this wall. Oh, that's nice. I like that a lot. Had to move this wall back a little bit, which means that these big portals right here, these are our front closets. So there's a 5-foot closet here and a 5-foot closet here. And there's enough space there to have a bar and hangers. However, because we had to shrink it a little bit, we're going to end up with overlap on the doors, which I said was not a problem. So basically our right door, or left door, is going to come to here. And our right door is going to come to here, which I do not think is a problem. Like they would normally have a little bit of overlap, but we just have a little bit more. So, oh well. I gotta make it work, yo. What else is going on? There was something that I just thought of, and now I've lost it. What was it? What was it? Oh! We were talking about the pool bathroom as well. And so we have gotten I talked to because we're gonna get pavers in here, because at some point, not sure exactly when, we're gonna redo the pool floor. Whoa, that's really bright. We're gonna redo the pool floor because for some reason Sarah's not too hot on the green, and we want the pool flooring to be contiguous with the bathroom, sauna, changing room flooring. And I think we picked out some pavers for that, and Jake said it would be no problem to do the pavers. Basically, we would just have a termination point right here with the intention of expanding later on to the pool area, and then this would all be pavers for, like I said, the pool, bathroom, sauna, etc. And in fact, it's funny because this is another reason why we have to redo the heating, because the main feed for basically like this entire side of the house comes straight off the furnace on the other side of this wall, comes straight up, and this is actually, it passes right over here and goes over through that wall. So if we were trying to gut this entire staircase and put the sauna in here, we would have a huge problem with that duct right there if we weren't going to move it. So, yep, it's got to go. Gotta go. And I've got to turn off lights and close doors because I am conscious about the environment. There we go. Man, 15 minutes. I've been talking a long time. So the good part is that the heating guy doesn't want to. He wants the framing to be done before he comes in here to do his ductwork. So that means that with the fact that we are definitely like on for redoing the heating system, Jake can do all of his demolition and all of the framing, which will take place as the heat guy is preparing his estimate and preparing to do the job. So hopefully this shouldn't affect our timeline too much. I'm cautiously optimistic. So we'll see how it goes. I don't know what days they're coming this week. I mean to check in with Jake later and find out. So we may have an update tomorrow. We may not. We'll find out. Until then, take it easy.